She didn't wake up famous. She woke up determined. Long before the cameras, the brand deals, and the glowing Instagram grids, there was a young woman standing in front of a mirror, imagining a life bigger than her surroundings, believing that style could be a language and confidence could be learned. This is the story of Tamires Ramos, a name that has quietly but powerfully carved its place in the world of Instagram fashion influencers. Her journey is not just about beauty or trends, but about persistence, reinvention, and the courage to show up authentically in a world that constantly demands perfection. Before we dive deeper into this cinematic journey, if you love inspirational stories of models and digital creators who turned passion into purpose, make sure you subscribe to Sweet Models World. Your support helps bring more powerful biographies like this one to life. Stories that motivate, uplift, and remind us that dreams are built one bold step at a time. Tamires Ramos was born with a natural sense of presence, but presence alone does not build a legacy. Growing up, she experienced the same doubts, limitations, and questions that confront many young dreamers. There were moments when the path ahead felt uncertain, when the idea of becoming a recognized fashion influencer seemed distant, almost unrealistic. Yet, even in those moments, Tamires carried a quiet belief that her story mattered. Fashion, for her, was never just about clothing. It was about expression, identity, and reclaiming confidence in a world that often tells women to shrink themselves. Her early years were shaped by curiosity and observation. She paid attention to details others overlooked, how colors changed moods, how posture transformed confidence, how a simple outfit could tell a powerful story. While many saw fashion as surface level, Tamires understood it as a tool, a way to speak without words, a way to be seen before being heard. This understanding became the foundation of her creative vision long before she ever posted consistently online. When Instagram began to emerge as a platform for visual storytelling, Tamires saw possibility rather than pressure. She didn't rush to imitate what others were doing. Instead, she studied, learned, and experimented. Her early posts were not perfect, but they were honest. They reflected a young woman learning her angles, discovering her aesthetic, and slowly building confidence in front of the lens. Growth was gradual, and that slow pace taught her patience, one of the most underrated skills in the digital age. What set Tamires Ramos apart was her refusal to chase validation blindly. While likes and followers mattered, they were never the sole goal. She focused on consistency, storytelling, and emotional connection. Each photo was intentional. Each caption carried meaning. She wasn't just posting outfits. She was sharing moments, moods, and fragments of her journey. Over time, people began to notice not just her style, but her energy. There was a quiet strength in her presence, a sense of self-awareness that resonated deeply with her audience. As her following grew, so did the expectations. The fashion influencer space is competitive, constantly evolving, and often unforgiving. Trends change overnight, algorithms shift, and relevance can feel fragile. Tamires faced these challenges head-on. Instead of reinventing herself to fit every trend, she refined her identity. She embraced elegance mixed with modern edge, simplicity balanced with boldness. Her style became recognizable not because it was loud, but because it was consistent and authentic. Behind the polished images was a woman working tirelessly. Photo shoots required planning, lighting, editing, and hours of behind-the-scenes effort. Brand collaborations demanded professionalism, communication, and creative alignment. Tamires learned quickly that influence is responsibility. She understood that her platform could shape perceptions, inspire confidence, and influence purchasing decisions. This awareness guided her choices, making her selective about the partnerships she accepted and the messages she amplified. One of the most inspiring aspects of Tamires Ramos' journey is her relationship with self-growth. As her platform expanded, she evolved not just as a model, but as a person. She invested in personal development, learning how to manage criticism, pressure, and the constant visibility that comes with online success. She understood that confidence is not the absence of insecurity, but the decision not to be controlled by it. Her content began to reflect this inner evolution. Followers saw more than fashion, they saw resilience. Through subtle storytelling, Tamires shared moments of vulnerability, growth, and self-acceptance. She reminded her audience that beauty is dynamic, that success is not linear, and that comparison is the thief of joy. These messages, woven naturally into her content, elevated her from influencer to role model in the eyes of many. As brands took notice, Tamires Ramos stepped into a new chapter of her career. Collaborations with fashion and lifestyle labels allowed her to merge creativity with entrepreneurship. She approached each partnership with professionalism and vision, ensuring that every collaboration felt aligned with her personal brand. This integrity strengthened her credibility and positioned her as a trusted voice within the fashion influencer space. Yet, even as opportunities expanded, Tamires remained grounded. She never forgot the early days of self-doubt, the slow growth, or the lessons learned along the way. That humility became one of her most admirable traits. She continued to engage with her audience, acknowledging their support and recognizing the community that helped shape her journey. For her, success was not a destination, but a shared experience. Cinematically, Tamires Ramos' story feels like a quiet rise rather than an overnight explosion. There were no shortcuts, no viral miracles, just consistency, intention, and belief. She built her platform brick by brick, post by post, learning from every mistake and celebrating every milestone. Her journey serves as a powerful reminder that real influence is earned, not given. In an industry often criticized for unrealistic standards, Tamires brings balance. She embraces femininity without apology, strength without harshness, and ambition without losing compassion. Her presence challenges the idea that confidence must be loud to be powerful. Sometimes, confidence is simply knowing who you are and showing up as that person every single day. Beyond Instagram, Tamires Ramos represents a new generation of digital creators who understand the importance of authenticity. She knows that audiences crave real stories, not manufactured perfection. This understanding has allowed her to remain relevant and respected in a fast-moving digital landscape. Her ability to adapt while staying true to herself is one of the key reasons her influence continues to grow. Her journey is especially inspirational for young women who feel unseen or uncertain about their potential. Tamires proves that you don't need to fit into a predefined mold to succeed. You can create your own space, define your own standards, and build a career rooted in passion and discipline. Her story speaks to anyone who has ever doubted themselves but kept going anyway. As a model, Tamires Ramos embodies versatility. She transitions effortlessly between casual elegance and high-fashion aesthetics, proving that style is not about labels, but about confidence. Each look tells a story, and each story reinforces her identity as a modern fashion influencer who understands both visual impact and emotional connection. Off-camera, she is thoughtful and intentional. She understands that longevity in this industry requires more than beauty. It requires strategy, resilience, and emotional intelligence. By continuously learning and evolving, she has positioned herself not just as a trend participant, but as a lasting presence in the fashion influencer world. Her influence extends beyond fashion into mindset. Through her journey, she subtly encourages self-belief, patience, and courage. She shows that growth takes time, that setbacks are part of the process, and that success feels most fulfilling when it aligns with your values. These lessons resonate deeply in a world obsessed with instant results. Tamires Ramos' story is still unfolding. With every post, collaboration, and creative decision, she adds another chapter to a narrative defined by purpose and persistence. She stands as proof that when passion meets discipline and authenticity meets opportunity, extraordinary things can happen. In the ever-changing world of Instagram fashion influencers, where trends fade and attention shifts quickly, Tamires remains steady. Her journey reminds us that true influence is built on trust, consistency, and heart. She is not just modeling clothes, she is modeling confidence, growth, and self-respect. For viewers and aspiring creators watching from the sidelines, her story is a quiet invitation. An invitation to believe in your vision, to embrace your uniqueness, and to keep moving forward even when the path feels unclear. Tamires Ramos didn't wait for permission to chase her dreams. She created her own lane and walked it with grace. And as her influence continues to expand, one thing remains certain. Her story is not just about fashion or social media fame. It is about becoming more confident, more intentional, and more aligned with who you truly are. That is the legacy she is building, one frame at a time. If this story inspired you, remember to support Sweet Models World by liking, sharing, and subscribing. More powerful journeys like Tamires Ramos are waiting to be told, and your support helps keep these stories alive.